I wanted to be happy until I saw happiness come and go, like the seasons color the year. I wanted to awaken until I no longer knew which I was meant to awaken to which self. I wanted to surrender to this moment until I realized this moment doesn't wait for my surrender. I wanted so much until I no longer anything at all. So I breathe, I live without needing it to become anything because it already is everything. For every explanation dissolves in the presence of the unmanageable infinity of being. These are the lines from Joris Winken. Why is the entire mankind unhappy? Despite the many advancements and improvements in our life, why do we still struggle with feelings of discontent, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness? In today's Mystic Podcast, we will dwell into the root causes of human unhappiness and explore possible solutions to this age old problem. Warm welcome to Sunday Mystic Podcast with me. I'm Sakshi Narendra on YouTube channel Awaken to Abundance Mystic World Life Solutions. A Sufi mystic knocked at the door of a very rich man. He was a beggar and he wanted just enough so that he could have his meal. The rich man shouted at him and said, "Nobody knows you here, but I know myself," said the Sufi mystic. How sad it would be if the reverse were true. If everybody knew me and I was not aware of who I am, how sad it would be. Yes, you are right. Nobody knows me here, but I know myself. Life is in living. It is not a thing. It is a process. There is no way to attain to life except by living it, except by being alive, flowing, streaming with it. If you are seeking the meaning of life in some dogma, in some philosophy, in some theology, that is a sure way to miss life and meaning both. Life is not somewhere waiting for you. It is happening in you. It is not in the future as a goal to be arrived at. It is here now, this very moment, in your breathing, circulating in your blood, beating in your heart. Whatsoever you are in your life, and if you start seeking meaning somewhere else, you will miss life. Man has done that for centuries. Concepts have become very important. Explanations have become very important. And the real has been completely forgotten. We don't look to that which is already here. We want rationalizations. And this is the reason entire mankind is unhappy. The pursuit of happiness is a fundamental human drive. We are constantly striving for more, better, and greater things in life. But why is it that despite our best efforts, we often find ourselves feeling unfulfilled and unhappy? One reason is that our concept of happiness is often tied to external factors such as wealth, status, and material possessions. We believe that if we get just that promotion, buy that new car, or find that perfect partner, we will be finally happy. But research has shown that once we achieve these external goals, the happiness they bring is often short lived. This is known as the hedonic treadmill effect. We are constantly striving for more, but the happiness we get from achieving our goals is fleeting. We quickly adapt to our new circumstances and begin to feel unfulfilled again. A bunch of ants came out of the darkness of their underground nest in search of food. It was early in the morning. The ants started to pass by a plant whose leaves were covered with morning dew. "What are these?" asked one of the ants, pointing to the dewdrops. "Where do they come from?" Some said, "They come from the earth." Others said, "They come from the sea." Soon a quarrel broke out. There was a group who adhered to the sea theory and a group who attached themselves to the earth theory. Only one, a wise and intelligent ant, stood alone. He said, "Let us pause a moment and look around for signs, for everything has attraction towards its source." Or it is said, everything returns to its origin. No matter how far into the air you throw a brick, it comes down to the earth. Whatever leans towards the light must originally be of the light. The ants were not totally convinced yet and were about to resume their dispute, but the sun had come up, and the dewdrops were leaving the leaves, rising towards the sun and disappearing into the sun. Nobody can give anyone the meaning of your life. It is your life. The meaning has also to be yours. Himalayas won't help. Nobody except you can come upon it. It is your life and it is only accessible to you. Only in living will the mystery be revealed to you. So don't seek it anywhere else. Don't seek it in me. Don't seek it in scriptures. Don't seek in this podcast. Don't seek it in clever explanation. They all explain away. They do not explain. They simply stuff your empty mind. They don't make you aware of what is. And the more the mind is stuffed with that knowledge, the more dull and stupid one become. Knowledge makes people stupid. It dulls their sensitivity. It stuffs them. It becomes a weight on them. It strengthens their ego. And it doesn't give light and it doesn't show them the way. Another reason why we are all often unhappy is that our expectations are unrealistic. We have a tendency to idealize certain outcomes or experiences, and when reality doesn't meet our expectations, we feel disappointed and unhappy. For example, we might expect that getting married will bring us lifelong happiness, or that landing our dream job will fulfill all our career aspirations. But the reality is often more complex and nuanced. Marriage and career success can bring their own set of challenges and stresses. I have heard a very beautiful story. Some years ago, a successful American had a serious identity crisis. He sought help from psychiatrists, but nothing came of it, for there was none who could tell him the meaning of life, which is what he wanted to know. By and by, he learned of a vulnerable and incredibly wise guru who lived in a mysterious and most inaccessible region of the Himalayas. Only that guru he came to believe would tell him what life means and what his role in it ought to be. So he sold all his worldly possessions and began his search for the all-knowing guru. He spent 8 years wandering from village to village throughout the Himalayas in an effort to find him. And then one day he chanced upon a shepherd who told him where the guru lived and how to reach the place. It took him almost a year to find him, but he eventually did. There he came upon his guru, who was indeed venerable. In fact, well over 100 years old. The guru consented to help him, especially when he learned of all the sacrifices a man had made towards this end. "What can I do for you, my son?" asked the guru. "I need to know the meaning of life," said the man. To this, the guru replied without hesitation. "Life," he said, "is a river without end." "A river without end?" said a man in a startled surprise. "After coming all this way to find you, all you have to tell me is that life is a river without end." The guru was shaken, shocked. He became very angry and he said, "You mean it is not?" Our expectations can also be influenced by social media, which often presents a curated, unrealistic view of other people's life. We compare our own lives to the highlight reels of others and feel inadequate or unhappy as a result. Technology has also played a significant role in contributing to human unhappiness. While technology has brought many benefits and improvements to our life, it's also created new challenges and stresses. For example, a social media can be a source of constant comparison and competition, leading to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. The constant stream of notifications and distractions can also make it difficult for us to focus and be present in the moment. Furthermore, the constant availability of technology can blur the boundaries between work and personal life, leading to burnout and exhaustion. We are often expected to be constantly connected and responsive, which can be a source of significant stress and unhappiness. Life is already there, bubbling within you. It can be contacted only there. The temple is not outside. Everyone is a shrine of it. So, the first thing to remember if you want to know what life is to never seek it without, never try to find out from somewhere else. The meaning cannot be transferred that way. The greatest masters have never said anything about life. They have always thrown you back upon yourself. So, what can we do to address these challenges and cultivate a greater happiness in our life? One key strategy is to practice awareness in daily life. Awareness involves being present in the moment without judgment or distractions. It's about paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, sensations without getting caught up in them. Research has shown that awareness can have a range of benefits, including reducing stress and anxiety, improving mood, and increasing self awareness. By cultivating mindfulness, we can learn to appreciate the present moment and find joy and contentment in the simple things of life. A man who wants to know what life is has to be responsive. That is missing. Centuries of conditioning have made you more like machines. You have lost your manhood. You have bargained for security. You are secure and comfortable, and everything has been planned by others. And they have put everything on the map. They have measured everything. This is all absolutely foolish because life cannot be measured. It is immeasurable. And no map is possible because life is in constant flux. Everything goes on changing every moment. Nothing except change is permanent. In chase between lion and deer, many times deer wins because lion runs for food and deer for life. Purpose is more important than need. Buddha was asked, "What did you gain from meditation?" He said, "Nothing. However, let me tell you what I lost: anger, anxiety, depression, insecurity, fear of old age and death." Another key strategy for cultivating happiness is to practice gratitude in daily life. Gratitude involves focusing on the things we are thankful for rather than dwelling on the things that are lacking in our lives. Research has shown that practicing gratitude can have a range of benefits, including improving mood, reducing stress and anxiety, and increasing self esteem. By focusing on the things we are grateful for, we can shift our perspective and find joy and appreciation in the present moment. Finally, it's worth noting the importance of human connection in cultivating happiness. Humans are social creatures and we thrive on connection and community. Research has shown that people who have strong social connections tend to be happier and healthier than those who are isolated and disconnected. By prioritizing human connection and building strong relationships with others, we can cultivate a sense of belonging and happiness in our lives. These are the only two situations possible, and everyone is in the sad situation. Everybody may be knowing about everyone who you are, but you yourself are completely oblivious of your transcendence, of your real nature, of your authentic being. This is the only sadness in life. You can find many excuses, but the real sadness is this: you don't know who you are. How can a person be happy not knowing who he is, not knowing from where he is coming, not knowing where he is going? Then 1,001 problems arise because of this basic self-ignorance. Thank you for being so kind and listening to this podcast and giving me the opportunity to serve. Join us next time as we explore more fascinating topics. Don't forget to subscribe to channel and hit the notification bell. Until next time, stay every moment with awareness and keep exploring yourself on this journey called life.